He's starting to take on, I'm a leader, I'm the key figure, I'm the man in this team. And it's a difficult team to do that in because it is the team, of course, of Thierry Henry. And before that, it was players like Ian Wright and Martin Keown that had these incredibly big leadership figures that still loom large in the media culture, obviously over in England, but just in general, that figure that you have to step into. Are you ready to fill the boots of being the main man at this football club? And Saka seemed to do it comfortably.
Mikel Arteta will need Bukayo Saka to be at his best against PSG as the Champions League returns on our network on Tuesday. You can watch the game live on CBS and Paramount Plus, coverage starting there at 2 p.m. Eastern from the Emirates. So, Chris, let's focus specifically on Saka. Obviously, plenty of other great players in this Arsenal side, Declan Rice notwithstanding. But when Arsenal play at their best, Saka gives them an edge over some of these other sides that they've played this season. But how important do you think he is to Arsenal playing at their best?
Well, I think we got a really good look at it this season when he missed 12 games in the Premier League and obviously other games in all competitions with an injury. Of the 12 games they missed in the Premier League, they failed to win 5 of them, which is a significant number for a team with genuine title aspirations as Arsenal have. And they've had to deal with periods of this season where Bukayo Saka has missed games, where other key players have missed games. Here are the figures over the course of the season. With Saka, they've only lost twice. Without him, they've lost 4 times. The draws as well, factoring in as well. The goals go down. The goal differential goes down without Bukayo Saka. The level of importance is absolutely massive because it's not just necessarily about how he plays individually and holds his position. You go back to that Real Madrid game, particularly in that second leg, does an incredible job defensively, helping to cover the right back, which in the game was Yuri and Timber. You also have Saka combining incredibly well with Martin Odegaard. I think without Saka, Odegaard doesn't quite look as good. That access down the right side is such a key part of how Arsenal attack, even collectively, not even just individually. So I think Saka is absolutely enormous to this team.
What are the best parts of his game? What makes him so difficult to stop when he's going forward?
Well, I think it's that decision-making that he can provide with going both sides. We know he likes to cut inside onto his left, but defenders still have to respect him going down that line and putting crosses in as well. And so I think it's just that complete unpredictability in attacking moments. In that relentless engine, he goes and goes again. We've seen him struggle at various points in his career, dealing with missing the penalty in the Euro 2020 final, getting death threats after that, and having these sort of big flashpoint moments. Even in that Champions League quarterfinal against Real Madrid, takes a penalty, goes for a Panenka, has it saved, and it's kind of an embarrassing moment. A moment where if we see Real Madrid pull off one of those remontadas, you're saying, oh, that's the moment where it all went wrong for Arsenal. But instead he comes back, delivers a good performance, scores a goal in that game. He sort of has that level of consistency and composure for Arsenal that is so big in big moments, which we presume they're going to face against Paris Saint-Germain.
And he has that, you mentioned it there, the kind of speed and the fire with the ball at his feet, but he also has, in terms of an attitude, a kind of laconic nature. You see the smile on his face, he's quite relaxed, and I think that's helped him deal with those setbacks in his career, what happened for England at the Euros, you know, all the threats that he received, some of those other, it hasn't all been plain sailing in his career, and the way that he's dealt with it is to just be relaxed and focus on what he can do. He does his talking with his feet and the ball at it, doesn't he?
Well, and I think he also plays with a fair amount of joy as well. You can see that he's enjoying his football game in and game out. He has progressed in his career. We're looking here at the progression season upon season. Last year, his best goal-scoring output with 20. But honestly, if he had been fit the full season, and he might still get there, will set his career record for assists. He's been a wonderful creator, particularly early in the Premier League season. You look at the box scores, and it's just assist, game after game after game. He was ridiculous for Arsenal at the start of the season. So you're absolutely right. There's a joy in his game, and I think he is now starting to take on, with the captaincy as well as other elements within the team, he's starting to take on, I'm a leader, I'm the key figure, I'm the man in this team. And it's a difficult team to do that in because it is the team, of course, of Thierry Henry, and before that it was players like Ian Wright and Martin Keown that had this incredibly big leadership figures that still loom large in the media culture, obviously over in England, but just in general, that figure that you have to step into. Are you ready to fill the boots of being the main man at this football club? And Saka seemed to do it comfortably.
And Mikel Arteta deserves a lot of credit for the development of him as a player. Remember, earlier on in his career, he started as a left back, didn't he? So this is a guy who's got to where he has through a lot of work on the training ground with the manager.
Yeah, let's be very clear that Arteta has done an incredible job, obviously, with the results. But when you look at the team as it is now, there are a lot of players that have been there for several seasons, and it's about player development at a club like Arsenal. You look at even that back four, and particularly the center backs, Saliba and Gabriel. Saliba signed as an 18-year-old who went on loan to French football, I believe, with Saint Etienne, and was developed into being one of the best central defenders in the world. Gabriel, a similar story, coming into the team and surging his level of performance to be Premier League contender, Champions League contender level. And a lot of players have come into this team and have taken steps forward. And that's because of this man, Mikel Arteta. We talked about the change in position, moving from a defender to being in that attacking role and figuring out the best combination around him. Even we hear a lot of conversation about how Kai Havertz is the striker in this team, and they don't have an out-and-out center forward. I think part of that is that they want to maintain space for Saka to operate in and not just have the goal scorer take up the windows of him cutting inside. I think there's a whole alchemy to the way the Arsenal attack works, and Saka is given that space because of what Arteta has done and also has grown him as a player and grown a lot of players that are currently thriving for Arsenal.
There is a recent head-to-head between the two sides. They did play in the league phase. We have to remember that the PSG back then is not the PSG we're seeing now in terms of quality and output going forward. Saka scored in that game. Do you think those memories of a recent performance this season against PSG and a recent victory as well will help them this game?
Well, for me, you make a great point, which is that it is a different Paris Saint-Germain. But I still think that Arsenal will definitely take a lot of confidence because we've seen how good Paris Saint-Germain have been over these last two knockout rounds. And Arsenal have to take something from that because otherwise you look at PSG as opposition and go, what in the world are we walking into in terms of the quality in this team in that midfield with Nuno Mendes getting forward and kind of providing some cover in that midfield, Kvaratskhelia and Doué and Dembélé. This is a brilliant team. So Arsenal need to feel some level of confidence from that first game they played in the league phase because otherwise I think they come in as underdogs, if not significant underdogs in this tie, based off of level of performance we've seen in all competitions this season. PSG, for my money, are a better team, but Saka, by scoring in that first game, in the overall, Arsenal were very good on the day, have to take that level of confidence because otherwise, I see them struggling here.